Cramer.
I'm Steve Manser.
And welcome back to another episode of the Genesis of Gray Music Factory. So where we left off is we've gone through the wilderness years. And the years have gone by. We have had a great time writing whenever we had the opportunity. This room here, of course, the kids had grown up. They had moved all their toys out. Your studio's coming back to life. But it's 2018. So tell me what's going on.
Right. In 2018, as you say, I was an empty nest here at the house, got my studio back. All was really going well in the studio at that point. I had my Pro Tools rig, lots of instruments.
52 plugins.
Millions of plugins. And we are cranking out music like there's no tomorrow. And we're liking the arrangements that we've come up with. From a music perspective, I was just as happy as could be in here. We were writing new songs whenever we needed it, and I was recording them.
And who was listening to those songs?
Well, at that point, pretty much nobody was listening to it. A few family and friends and that sort of thing. But that was okay. At that point, I was enjoying working on this stuff. We enjoyed those songs. I did post them up on the website so that we could point any of our friends and stuff to them. And it was a lot of fun. I was in great spirits musically at that point.
But in 2018, something happened. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So a good friend of mine, Ari, who I knew from eBay, and I had been over to his house to jam with him many times in the past. Ari is a great guy. I always enjoyed going over to his place to jam. And he asked if I would like to join him and some friends to do a 6-song set at the Summer Solstice Festival here in San Jose. And I agreed. And as part of that 6-song set, we got to do one of our original songs, a song called Living Life. And if you haven't heard that, you will be able to hear that very soon.
Now, it's important to point out that Ari was a catalyst for getting Steve in a position to expose a wider audience to the original music of Gray Music Factory. See, Ari was the first person that convinced that first band at Solstice to perform original compositions at those yearly festivals. The enthusiasm that band showed for performing these originals was an awakening for Steve, who had, well, for years been working mostly alone in the studio. In the 3rd year of the Solstice Festivals, an incident occurred, which we'll cover in the next chapter. That'll be chapter 7 of the 8 chapters covering the Genesis of Gray. Now, when this incident occurred, Ari was all in with Steve on creating an all-originals band with professional-level musicians. Ari was active in touting the music and the attributes of the Gray Music Factory project to others and convincing high-level musicians to come in for auditions. Ari never looked at this project for personal gain. It was just the love of doing something meaningful and wholly unique. And this has always been the thing about everyone in Gray. It is above all about the project and not about making money. In summary, Ari's just a special person inside and out. And although he is no longer able to perform with the band, everything Gray Music Factory does has Ari's fingerprints all over it. He's in our hearts and minds of every Gray member. So, hats off to you, Ari. Hey, if you liked anything you've heard here, if you enjoy listening to us rant on about the old days, give us a like. You know it really helps the YouTube algorithm. If you'd like to follow us, we're going to keep coming up with content. Any comments below, please let us know. We read them all. So, until next time.
Till next time. See you.
Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, all.
Good night.
One more time. Living
brought to you by Ben Crandall's Bitter Apples. They're cheap because they taste just awful. That's Ben Crandall's Bitter Apples, when you can't afford the good ones.